We are on top of two developing stories today on the 4 to 5. One involves an alarming crime in Winston-Salem.
A 7-year-old is in the hospital with a gunshot wound, and police are looking for the person responsible. But first, there are several new developments in the case of a house fire that killed 2 toddlers. We learned new details when the mother of one of the kids appeared in court on murder and child abuse charges. Noel Cervantes faces 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of child abuse. You'll remember her 3-year-old son, Cash Whitaker, was killed along with a 2-year-old Landon Dennis in a house fire on Glenside Drive in March. Court documents say the fire started because of a lighter on a mattress. The 2 children were then reportedly found in a room across from where the fire started. The DA says Cervantes claimed to be on the phone in the bathroom at the time of the fire and came out to try to save the children. But investigators said they eventually determined she was not in the home, but tried to get back inside and was burned in the process. A judge denied her request to lower the bond. If she does make the $1 million bail, she will be under electronic monitoring.
Greensboro police have now arrested the dad of the 2-year-old who died in that fire. 36-year-old Michael Dennis faces 2 counts of felony child abuse related to the death of his son Landon. Property listings show Dennis is the owner of the house where the fire started. Investigators have yet to say what caused that fire, but we will continue to press for more information.
A 7-year-old is in critical condition after someone shot into a home on East 24th Street in Winston-Salem early this morning. Bullet holes can be seen on the side of the house and the windows. Investigators say a 12-year-old was also injured but is expected to be okay. Police are still searching for a suspect, but they say this was not a random shooting. We were able to talk to neighbors and say it's sad to hear about this happening to kids.
My kids play with them. That's the crazy part. My kids play with them, and they all be on that trampoline and having fun and stuff. And I don't know what's going on.
Again, no arrests have been made at this time. We will continue to keep you updated.
Burlington police have arrested more teenagers accused of causing thousands of dollars in damage during a senior prank. They have identified 7 people. 5 of them are 18 and will be charged with 2 misdemeanors. Police say the other 2 are underage. Police say the teens vandalized Williams High School by pouring concrete into 14 toilets and urinals, causing $4,000 in damage. 3 of them are set to graduate from Williams next weekend, but the district told us they will not be able to walk.
A family is calling for more justice in the death of a 15-year-old. A 14-year-old is now charged with second-degree murder in the death of 15-year-old Jeremy Redwine II, also known as Dallas. Thomasville police say a 14-year-old suspect shot and killed him 2 weeks ago. Officers charged the suspect with second-degree murder and possession of a stolen firearm. Redwine's family says the added charge is not enough, and they want to get illegal guns off the street.
There needs to be more charges brought against some other individuals, whoever sold this child this gun, this illegal gun, stolen gun. Get these guns off, these illegal guns off the streets from these young kids, because it's happening way too often.
The family is hosting a vigil this Saturday outside the Thomasville Police Department to honor Redwine and push for further justice in his case.
There's now a warrant out for the arrest of a Forsyth County man accused of beating a dog to death. Deputies say they're looking for Elson Warren, who didn't show up for his court appearance yesterday. Investigators say he beat a dog so badly it died from multiple wounds. Warren is charged with felony animal cruelty. He initially bonded out but hasn't been seen since.
You know, thankfully, at least we see reduced rain chances. They may not be completely gone yet, but it is getting better and better, and we could see some 80s and maybe even some mid-80s in our 7-day forecast. Let's start with where we are right now. 73 degrees in Greensboro, 75 Burlington. High Point, you're at 76. We see 73 for Lexington and Asheboro at 74. Mount Airy also in the low 70s. Temperatures drop to the upper 60s by as late as 9 p.m. tonight, but we're thinking, even by 2 a.m. we'll only be down to 61. A couple of clouds here and there, but otherwise it looks a lot better. We may have some morning clouds, or a couple of clouds into the overnight period rather, but really we think more sunshine. It's just little by little. We saw some of that today, didn't we? We did see peaks of sun, a lot better than over the last couple of days, but this pattern doesn't seem to be breaking, at least not quickly. It's just slow going, and we see a lot of those outer bands and individual bands of showers start to push back from the coast inland, so it's reverse. We're seeing our weather coming from east to west. Now, as that low pressure slowly shifts away, we'll see the warmer air start to move in, and that's when we go back to the 80s. It just may take us a day or two to get there, it looks like. Let's look at the 7-day outlook. And starting with tomorrow, 20% chance of a shower. We'll keep it 20% really and all the way through the weekend. We take that through Sunday there. But look at the high, 76 on Thursday. We've got 81 for you on Friday, 84 Saturday, 74 on Sunday, and then we'll build back up again, 78 and 81, drying out basically as we head into the first part of next week.
Passengers are still recovering after a cruise ship from the Bahamas back to Charleston, South Carolina was caught in a severe storm over the weekend. The storm prevented the ship from docking for 12 hours. This is video from the ship. The Carnival Sunshine was rocked by massive waves and powerful winds. A number of passengers posted photos and videos online showing flooded decks and damage to the ship itself. Sandra Harrison lives in Greensboro and was on the cruise ship with family celebrating her 61st birthday. She says the experience was horrific.
And all I could do was think about when I read in Mark where Jesus said, "Peace, be still, calm the sea." That's what I did. I said, "Peace, be still," and I had to hail him for his word.
A representative from Carnival said in a statement given to our sister station, quote, "Guests on board the ship were safe. Our medical staff helped a small number of guests and crew members who needed minor assistance." Luckily, nobody was hurt. There were no injuries reported, but what scary video there. I know when I was looking more into this, other people who were on the ship online were saying they felt like there should have been more updates while they were on the ship. They kind of felt like they were just, we're hitting turbulence and then nobody was saying anything, which made them even more nervous.
They usually tell you, go to your rooms, stay where you are, get away from loose things flipping around. I've only been on one cruise and it was a massive ship, and there was one night that I could feel us move at all. Otherwise I couldn't feel a thing. So I can't imagine if you're feeling that rocking, that would be.
And being in such a confined space, like obviously these ships are big, but there's no getting
nauseous.
There's no getting off of it.
I was watching on CBS Evening News last night. They were talking to a cruise ship expert who said no ship should ever go through any sort of turbulent weather because they have the ability to see it thanks to forecasts and models and radar and go around it. There's no reason why you should ever be caught up in tropical storm force winds and waves because you can go around it. So
well, we also know by radar and winds how far out those winds go. So you absolutely could avoid that, even if you had to wait it out and let it pass.
Yeah, hopefully it's a learning experience because cruises are great. I've been on one myself. It's a great vacation, but I'm just glad no one was hurt.
That's right. That's the bottom line. All right, we'll see you in a couple minutes. Take a short break.
Coming off Memorial Day, Americans must ask, how can we honor our heroes every day? The most recent report from the North Carolina VA shows 678,000 veterans call North Carolina home. And this weekend, we have a chance to celebrate and support them and their families for their service and sacrifice. The annual Veteran Appreciation Day is set for Saturday, June 3rd, rain or shine, at Carolina Field of Honor. The event will have numerous vendors offering veterans and their families information about health care, job opportunities, and other transition services. There will be a noon ceremony honoring all branches of the armed forces. And you'll be able to enjoy patriotic music from 3 bands, including the nationally acclaimed American Bombshells. They'll be on the main stage, taking you back in time. The whole celebration is welcoming of triad veterans and their families, and it all comes at a critical time.
We see 250,000 men and women come out of the active duty services to get into our communities.
Yeah.
We want to engage them in our community. We want them to be here. And so making that transition sometimes can be difficult.
Veterans Appreciation Day is from 11 to 4 Saturday at the Carolina Field of Honor at Triad Park in Kernersville. The ceremony is at noon and is open and free to everyone, and our very own Megan Malaris will be the MC. I think this is absolutely great. What a great one-stop shop to get all those resources. Yep. We often talk about, you know, these folks made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, and yet a lot of them struggle when it comes to health benefits or even getting work. So this is a great event to have in our area.
Also, I'll tell you that you know, go to this. If you're not a veteran, go to this just to honor what these people went through. They're all wanting to talk, you know?
Yeah.
When I've been to this before, and I've interviewed those American Bombshells, the singers. They do like Andrews Sisters 1940s kind of stuff, and you can see a lot of the World War II veterans and some of the Vietnam veterans that really appreciate that. So it's entertainment, and you get to talk to veterans and support them, and the veterans benefit too. It's like the best.
What a cool opportunity to bring kids to.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, you can learn so much in school, obviously, but this is one of those moments where I feel that they would get a better appreciation and a better understanding of history and our and the military by actually seeing some of this in action.
Yeah, and maybe even be inspired, like this could be a career that they can go on themselves,
true.
because it is very a rewarding career to go into.
And if you haven't been to the Field of Honor, it's beautiful.
It's
you have to see it
incredible.
even just by itself. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. The sport of cycling and llamas, not something you think of in the same sentence usually, but for One Triad Charity, those two things go hand in hand in the form of a tremendous fundraiser. I met with Jan Kelly of Samaritan's Ministries and talked about how their Tour de Llamas is coming together and what that's all about. Jan, thanks for being with us today. All right, let's talk about this, like this Tour de Llama thing. How did it all get started?
Tour de Llama is a great fundraiser for Samaritan Ministries out at Divine Llama Vineyards in East Bend. And the unique thing is that you can see our building behind us. This was designed by Michael West, and he also owns Divine Llama Vineyards. And after he helped design our building, he wanted to create something to give back. And so he created this fundraiser. And it's a great day for people to enjoy the beautiful countryside in Yadkin County and then come back to Divine Llama, enjoy some wine, and see a huge herd of llama. The llama are there because there's a winery, and Michael West sort of collects llamas. So he has 50 or more llama out at his farm.
So the event itself, I mean, describe what people will experience when they head to this thing.
It is a fun ride. It's not a race. We have 3 different routes, 21, 38, 60-mile routes. So folks can come out early that Saturday morning and ride whichever length they want to ride, and then come back, enjoy food truck food, and just great atmosphere out in the countryside.
So, you know, I mean, I feel like this can be impactful. What do you want people to walk away with at the end of the day?
We want people to be part of Tour de Llama because they can make a difference in the community. We want them to understand that their donations have an impact in individual lives. I was thinking this morning about a former guest named Buster who was in Project Cornerstone. He actually rode in Tour de Llama 5 or 6 years ago when he was in the program. He was just here last week checking in with us. He's doing great with his recovery, has a job. You know, he got back on his feet. And so Tour de Llama can help Samaritan Ministries really invest in lives like his so that they can change the trajectory of where they're headed.
Jan, thank you for taking time out. Good luck with this. It sounds like so much fun. Yeah, that event is June 24th, so you have some time, but you can go online and buy the tickets now. We have all the information on this story on WFMYnews2.com. A lot of fun. They have music. They have, I mean, literally live llamas at the vineyards. You can have the wine there. And there are 3 different bike distances, so depending on your skill level. And it's not a race, by the way. It's just a trail for you to finish it.
So why llamas? Why did they choose llamas as the animal? As you know, there's so many animals out there.
So the guy who was the architect that helped design their brand new building that she was standing in front of, he's a llama lover. And so he collects things llama, and he has that vineyard, and he called it Divine Llama Vineyards because he wanted llamas to be there on site. So it kind of became the mascot. And he wanted to help with an event for them, and they said, let's do a bike, not a race, bike event, and have llamas be the mascot.
Pretty cool.
I've been to that winery before.
Oh, have you?
It's really cool. It's just a cool atmosphere. Unfortunately, the llamas were nervous about meeting me, so they were kind of away. So I didn't actually get to see them. But
hey, does that say? Were they trying to say something?
Maybe.
I'm just kidding.
We don't like this guy.
Silver's back.
I'm out of here. But yeah, it's just a cool atmosphere. So I think having an event like this will make it even better.
Yeah, and he said they put them, this is probably what happened, because he said she said that he said they put them in like these little smaller enclosures so that you can have access to them, because they do have a lot of land to wander around.
Right.
It sounds like a fun event. Maybe you can bring your kids to, like in that photo there.
You
they would
can get
enjoy.
good selfies with the llamas. That'd be cool. All right, well, not going that far out with the forecast, I'll tell you that much, not to June 24th. Let's stick with the next week and see what we have. You know, our time lapse now, this was one of those days that we had more clouds starting the day, and then later on, look, some breaks. I know, can't believe it. I had somebody send me an email today and said there's some large bright object in the sky and we're scared. So that would be the sun. It is coming back. That's what it said. We are scared. It came from Moxville. We're seeing basically across the region now, it's kind of a mixed bag, right? But I would say partly cloudy heading into the night, a couple of clouds here and there. Not seeing much in the way of radar or rain on the radar for us. Most of that is to the south, but just don't be surprised if you were to see a little sprinkle or two. We still have that possibility as we head into the next 24 hours. Now, the low pressure slowly but surely moving away. Finally, we see some relief, and then warm air will start to move into its place. In fact, over the next 2 or 3 days, we could see air, the warmth in the air building to maybe the mid 80s by Saturday, possibly the hottest day of the next 7. So tonight, clouds out there. You may see a little mist or drizzle, but you can also have breaks in the clouds. So it's varying with sky conditions. We'll call it variably cloudy to mostly, but 61 for the overnight low. Tomorrow's highs in the mid 70s. Start out with some morning clouds, end up with more sun by the end of the day, because we do think that low will continue to kind of push away from us, and thank goodness take a lot of that cloud cover and the rain with it. Here is your 7-day forecast. If you're looking at overnight lows before we get into the highs, just know that we're really mild in the short term. Our normal overnight low is 61. We're at that for the next couple of nights, but then we jump up to 64 before just the opposite. Next week, our overnight lows will be slightly cooler than where we should be. It's kind of unusual, but with all the cloud cover, it keeps our lows fairly mild. 81 degrees is our normal high. We're at 76 tomorrow. Every day, it looks like, all the way through the weekend, you've got a 20% chance of an isolated shower. But again, that's not a washout. That's a normal summertime pattern, or maybe just a pop-up shower for Saturday and Sunday. 84, we build to that for your Saturday temperature, down to 74 by Sunday. By the time we get to next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, that's within reason of where we should be. 78 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 81, and we start to dry out a little bit. Best rain chance in the next 7 is a 30% chance on Monday of next week.
You've probably heard of Stonehenge, but what about Manhattanhenge? The popular phenomenon only occurs on back-to-back days twice a year when the sun sets in alignment with the city's street grid. It's happened this week. This is footage of onlookers trying to get a good view while buses and taxis try to get through. It'll happen again on July 11th and the 12th.
So many great cities out there, so what's on your bucket list city to visit? I asked you on Facebook. Joe Nappy says Toronto, mainly because I want to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Edward Schmidt, Naples, Italy. My grandparents were born there. Sandra Johnson, London. Rachel Johnson, Los Angeles. Robert Anderson, my son commented Cairo, Egypt, or Fiji. Some great places to visit.
Yeah, lots of cool places. Outside, I'm trying to keep it to like just the contiguous.
Yes.
48.
Because otherwise there's a million places I would go. Right.
So I would love to go to New Orleans, number one.
Gotta go. It's
People who
great.
know me well say you would love it there.
Love it.
But then I'd also like to see Boston. I've never been, and I've heard good things about it.
So
You've been to so many places.
Yeah, I love to travel. So for the longest, I've wanted to go to Sydney, Australia, or Greece. I've been saying that for years, but lately I want to go to Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh yeah.
I think that would just be so beautiful. I'm watching a show that's based out of there, and I'm like, this is gorgeous. Like this downtown area looks great. So I want to go to South Africa.
So I'm not going to do like you. I think I will talk about the United States because I would have hundreds of places I want to go elsewhere. I've never been to Europe, period. So that's number one.
Yeah.
But Boston is also on mine, and Seattle. I've never been to Seattle.
I hear Seattle is beautiful.
That's what I've heard. I've been to a lot of West Coast places, but never there. And this is crazy. I went to Iowa about 2 years ago for a family reunion. I was thinking, Iowa, whatever. It was beautiful. I could not. Well, I mean, I know it's just plains, right? I mean, Chad knows it's very flat, right? But I just thought it was really pretty, and there were coyotes at night, and it was just really interesting. And I was dreading going.
I want to go to Vegas too.
Oh,
the
Vegas,
reason I didn't put it on my bucket list because I feel like I'm gonna go there eventually. I just haven't gone yet.
You been to LA?
I have been to LA a couple times. Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. LA, San Francisco wine country is my favorite tour.
I've never done the wine country, but
you gotta
after
go.
your
I
trip,
think you
now
would
I'm
enjoy that
just
too. But I definitely think you would enjoy New Orleans, just knowing your
Number one.
personality and
Yeah.
liking to be around people. That will be your space for sure.
I've also heard really good things about Austin, Texas.
Yes.
I've never been.
Great
Yeah,
music
it's
town.
beautiful too.
Great
Good
music
food.
town. All right, we're coming back.
Mic check. Mic check. Brad, what's up, bro? Where you been? It's great for you to be back at work, dude. Jeez.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5, everybody. Eric Chilton here with Chad Silver and Lauren Coleman.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday.
It is halfway through the week.
And I saw some more sun today. Is that true?
You did.
It was
Were my eyes
peeking out there.
deceiving me?
It was peeking out there.
Chad laughed at me because my friend that sent the email and said, "What's that giant glaring ball? I'm scared." Well, aliens were coming. It's the sun.
It's
Yes.
just so nice especially after it's been days when we've seen like a lot of sun, just to feel the heat from the sun
Yeah.
on your body.
Makes you feel healthy.
It feels nice.
Yep.
So much rain. I know when I went outside this morning to go to work, it was still drizzling a little bit. And I said, I thought there was supposed to be no rain today. So
It's that 20% annoying, like once in a while kind of little shower thing. We still have that heading into tomorrow, but after that, things get better.
alrighty, we'll check in on the weather a little bit more in a second, but let's hop into some news. Toyota is investing even more money into the new battery plant being built in the Triad. Today, the company announced it's putting up $2.1 billion to expand the facility at Guilford Randolph megasite. It puts the total investment at more than $5 billion. Toyota is using the extra money to build 2 more buildings on the land and add production lines. The automaker has already hired 150 people to work at the site and will keep hiring ahead of production starting in 2025.
Omega Sports will close for good today. The 45-year-old business started in Greensboro and spread across the state. The company blamed pandemic-related supply chain shortages, inflation, and economic uncertainties. People who work at the restaurant next to the Greensboro location told us they have fond memories of the staff there.
We have had a great time with the team from Omega Sports, and we really miss him. I hate to see him go, so I wish him the best of luck and hope we have somebody else coming here as friendly, as nice as them.
It's not clear yet whether there are plans to fill the space once Omega moves out.
Today, the U.S. House of Representatives will vote on the bipartisan agreement to suspend the nation's debt limit. The deal would reduce spending over the next 2 years and suspend the debt limit past the next presidential election. It would also cut money to the IRS, tighten restrictions for food stamp assistance, and speed up the pipeline projects in the Virginias. A growing number of House Republicans have threatened to vote no, arguing the bill doesn't go far enough to rein in federal spending.
These are major victories. I understand people get upset about walking through a debt ceiling, but this is a House, a Senate, and a presidency.
Speaker McCarthy should pull this bad bill down. We should stop taking this bill up right now.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the U.S. will run out of money next Monday if a debt limit is not raised or suspended. The full House vote could vote as early as tonight.
Now, part of the deal impacts people with student loans. And if you have student debt, it's important you know it does not impact loan forgiveness. You're still eligible for up to $20,000 in forgiveness if the courts end up siding with President Biden. But the pause on repayments would end by the end of August. It's possible the pause is extended, but only if there's a new law allowing it. With repayments starting up again, experts have some advice.
If you have a student loan or any other debt, create a list of each loan, include monthly payment amounts and the interest rate. Focus on the highest interest loans and then systematically work your way down to the lower interest ones. For parents, if you can afford to help the kids without jeopardizing your own financial security, that's fine. But no borrowing against the house or the 401k.
Finally, as financial experts suggest signing up for auto drafts. That way, if and when payments resume, you won't accidentally miss your due date.
City leaders in Winston-Salem are considering a new budget that includes raises for city workers, among other things. The city's finance committee met this week to go over the details. It includes pay raises for police officers and firefighters, merit pay and minimum wage increases, and one-time bonuses for all city employees. To pay it forward, the city would increase property taxes and sewer and stormwater rates. The city is holding a public hearing tomorrow at 6. City Council will then finalize the budget. The city of Greensboro is also working on its budget, which includes raises for police and firefighters and many other city employees. It also includes a property tax hike and increases to water bills. You can weigh in on this Thursday at the Guilford County Old Courthouse. It starts at 5:30.
You've got to see the dramatic video of a huge car fire in Winston-Salem this morning. Check it out. The fire department shared this video as firefighters worked to put it out at a business on Silas Creek Parkway. We don't know how the fire started or whether anyone was hurt.
A busy road in Winston-Salem will be closed for even longer after a truck slammed into a bridge. You'll remember we told you last week about a truck that hit the Clemsonville Road Bridge over Peters Creek Parkway. It initially forced an hours-long closure. NCDOT told us inspectors determined it'll need enough work that all southbound lanes of Peters Creek will be closed until at least next Friday. The state says it is to replace the rebar and concrete before it can safely reopen. It's important to note northbound lanes are still open, so is Clemsonville Road on the bridge.
Kernersville's new police chief takes over today. Jason Tilley has 2 decades of law enforcement experience in Forsyth County, almost all of it with KPD. He most recently served as the lead firearms instructor and SWAT team commander. Tilley is taking over from Chief Tim Summers, who's been with the department for 30 years.
Well, let's take a look at our time lapse from today. Started out with more clouds, and then gradually, little by little, you can see some breaks in the cloud cover there and some sunshine. We'll get more of that tomorrow, I think, starting out with morning clouds. Now tonight we'll see more clouds moving in, but tomorrow morning clouds and then sunshine by the end of the day. This could be a transition day for us, and even though when you look at our 7-day, and we'll show you that in a minute, you'll see almost a 20% on almost every day. Just remember that's only a 20%, and when we get into those summertime temperatures of upper 70s, low 80s, and definitely into the 80s, we really keep a 20% on most days because it doesn't take a whole lot of lift to get a quick little shower or two. So just because you see a slight rain chance every day doesn't mean that you'll actually get some of that rain. It's just that summertime pattern. Here's what it looks like now across the region. Most of any shower we're seeing, and most of it kind of a sprinkle or some light mist, most of it's southern Piedmont, although mist and that type of drizzle can sometimes develop literally below the radar beam, so you may not see it here, but you'd see it when you head out. Generally unstable. We're still dealing with that low pressure. Nothing really to push it along very much. We want that to scoot away, and it will. And this is, as we take our time lapse now, this is into Thursday afternoon. Now it's Friday morning, and you see that warmer air slowly kind of creeping in from the west as we see that low pressure center move away. So the 7-day forecast showing 76 tomorrow. There's that 20% for almost every day we talked about. Temperatures do build. 81 for your Friday, 84, that's the hottest day on Saturday. Sunday a little bit cooler, 74. Rain chances up to a 30% for Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday look great. Rain chances almost gone, and 81 degrees on those 2 days.
This weekend, one Triad softball team is looking to bring home the 3A state championship. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey went out and caught up with the ladies before the biggest series of their careers so far.
Yeah, Lauren, for the first time since 2018, the Western Alamance softball team is headed back to the 3A state title series. And with just 2 days until first pitch, the girls are ready to bring home the hardware back to Elon.
The Western Alamance softball team is looking to do something they've never done before.
This team has come together as a whole to do what we need to do to win ball games.
Very special. It's like something I've always dreamed of, and it's coming true now. And if we do come out on top, it's going to be like nothing else. It's so special. I can't even express it.
Softball is a huge sport, not just at Western, but all across Alamance County.
The Alamance County girls are very different. We're just, I guess, we all kind of grew up playing together and everything. I grew up with girls from Southern and Eastern playing together, and they're all just really good. And around here, it's just something, it's not just softball, it's kind of like a family thing, and we all really get along. And that's kind of something special about all of us.
Atta girl! The Warriors are just 2 more wins away from completing a goal most of these ladies set back when they were in elementary school.
Well, it's like something I've always dreamed of, and it's coming true now. And if we do come out on top, it's going to be like nothing else. It's so special. I can't even express it.
It would be awesome for Alamance County, for Western Alamance softball. It's just something I would and we would just cherish.
And if you want to go cheer on the Warriors this weekend, you're in luck because this year's 3A State Championship Series will be played at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro Softball Stadium. Game 1 is set for Friday at 6 p.m. and Game 2 will be Saturday at noon.
With all kinds of baseball happening around here this
Yeah.
weekend, awake and all that stuff. So this is, Jayla and I were talking about this. I don't understand how you pitch like that.
I don't get it
Girls
either.
that
Yeah.
can do
It's
that.
wild.
So
underhand.
strong. Did you say your sister played?
Yeah, my sister played softball for a little bit.
Gosh, I don't know how they
But
do
she
that.
was like more so like outfield.
I'm just impressed with pitchers, both from baseball and softball, that they're so able to hit such a very small target. I mean, it's beyond my knowledge or skill or ability.
Very impressive.
Yeah, and so, like I said in the piece, you know, softball is so huge in Alamance County. Last year, Eastern Alamance, they actually won a state championship as well. And like our young lady said in the piece, it's just all about being together. It's a great sport that they all love. They take it very, very serious. And hopefully they bring home that hardware.
Is that like the big rivalry, Western versus
I was
Eastern?
wondering
So
that too.
it's kind of intricate because, you know, there's Eastern, there's Western, and then there's Southern. So
Southern
Southern is in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a three-headed monster, but it's more of a friendly rivalry in softball because the girls are, you know, they all grew up together and played together on different teams and different kind of mixes and matches. Now football, it's way more hardcore.
Yeah.
It's way more serious,
Yeah.
as in the rivalry itself. But it's beautiful to see it. I can't wait to get out there on Saturday.
All right, very good. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
All right, thanks, Jalen. All right, Guilford County Schools is hoping to spark student interest in firefighting.
Guilford County.
It's teaming up with GTCC to launch a high school cadet fire program in an effort to help with the shortage of first responders. It's open to rising seniors at Andrews, Southern, Southeast, and Ragsdale high schools. They'll even get credit for taking the fire-related free courses. We've got more information on our website.
Now that school is out and the weather is warming up, the YMCA is offering a chance for the kids to get active for free. Our North Carolina YMCA foundations have something similar to keep teens busy, active, and involved. The Reedsville Family YMCA offers the Teens in Action Summer Program for those who are between 13 and 18 years old. Teens can apply to the program to gain a free summer membership and take part in personal and teen development activities throughout their session. Teens will partake in activities like helping with summer day camp, college tours, financial literacy classes, and fitness. For other surrounding counties, including Forsyth, the Teen Referral Membership Program provides access to 11 to 18-year-olds. We'll be right back.
Well, hello there. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. Captioning.
Are we?
Let's see if
Hello.
our captioning is going.
There's
1, 2,
the hippo.
3, 5,
Captioning.
6.
Looks like you did it.
Yep.
Hey.
World's best cup
hippo.
of coffee.
Oh, I should have went.
Thanks,
hey.
Kevin.
Hey,
Like when it was
that's what I did.
To see if, did it come across like?
Yeah, it went A.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, we're done. Thank you, Brad.
All right, take our mics down.
Look at these guys. I want you to take a good look at them because these guys are the 3-men team for Consumer Reports that do all things lawn mowers. For a week or so, the Consumer Reports testers mowed one lawn after another, testing all the products to make sure that you are getting what you pay for. The big focus, battery lawn mowers.
For battery-powered mowers, we also look at runtime and charge time. Runtime's basically an idea of how long you can cut on the charge of the batteries it comes with. This is important for you to figure out how big a lawn you can cover. Charge time is an idea of how long it'll take to recharge the battery, whether or not it's something you can turn around within the same day or something you might have to wait overnight for.
All right, so let's look at what Consumer Reports recommends at different price points, because there are some different price points on this one. On the high end, the Greenworks self-propelled battery mower earns top scores for evenness, mulching, and handling. It's $749. So up next, the Green Machine, $449. You'll lose some bagging performance, they say, but you're going to save hundreds of dollars. And if you've got a smaller lawn or you're not as concerned with recharge times, you want to consider the Skill battery mower. That is $249. So, you know, it's one of those things, you were talking about it while the guy was talking, actually. You were like, they used to have a really bad rap.
Yeah, like most people are like never getting a battery pack, but surely the battery and the technology has gotten better.
Yeah, is it just because it wasn't very reliable?
It didn't last long, and they said it wasn't powerful enough.
Right, but that is not the case,
Not the
any
case,
longer.
no.
In fact, Consumer Reports really test more battery than they do the gas, even though they do test the gas and that kind of stuff. And it's been so wet, no one was mowing the last couple days, but I am sure it's going to happen the next couple of days. Yes,
yes.
Yeah, I am just so I'm sad that my family missed the boat on the riding lawnmowers when I was a kid.
Oh, you had to push the whole time.
We had a huge lawn, and all the time I was always pushing that darn thing.
You got all of the exercise.
I mowed once in my life. I wanted to make some cash, and my dad said, "Okay, well, you can mow the lawn." I really struggled, so it was pretty much he did it, and I did a part of it, and he still paid me some cash.
Yeah, at least you learned how hard it can be.
I think I was in like 7th grade.
I mean, a push lawnmower takes some doing.
It does.
If it's not self-propelled,
It's not
you gotta,
easy.
Right. All right, now do you guys like the smell of fresh cut
I
grass?
do. I love the smell of fresh
Love
cut grass.
I
Yeah.
just don't like to cause the smell of the fresh cut grass.
Yeah, because, all right, new homeowner, are you mowing?
He doesn't
Nope,
have
because
to.
it's a townhome, so I don't have to do
Oh, so
anything
somebody else
outside.
does it. Oh,
Yep.
nice.
We had a small townhome once, and my wife bought, the yard was like a postage stamp, and so she bought the actual old school no motor.
Oh, really? Yeah, like a weed whacker.
And I didn't believe. I was like, that's not gonna work. It worked.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
All right, so besides testing the products, Consumer Reports has best practices for mowing as well. I mean, sometimes we're not doing it right? So here's a few tips for a healthier lawn. First and foremost, raise the deck to 3 inches. Let your grass grow longer because taller grass doesn't dry out as fast. Then you want to mulch it. This brings nutrients into the soil. You want to clean out the new cut grass clippings right when you're doing it. It's easier than cutting it when they're dried. And last but not least, sharpen those blades, not just at the beginning of the season. You need to do it all throughout the season as well.
Today is World Otter Day. The North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher is celebrating with their 8 Asian small-clawed otters. They needed some room for their growing family, and so today they moved into their new habitat. It's complete with 3 pools, interactive water spouts, and comfy nesting areas for them to rest. The World Otter Day celebration will include otter-inspired activities throughout the day, including special enrichment treats and activities for the otter family. They're so much smaller than I thought they would be.
Some are, but
Yeah.
they're adorable. I mean, so playful and fun and cute.
And it's just so unique. I mean, you have like it looks like an animal that shouldn't live in the water.
No.
Yeah.
Like it should live on land, only land. It's cool.
Do you all remember the cartoon PB&J Otter?
Yes,
I
yes,
used
I
to
remember
love that show.
My kids, but Bryce and Alex used to love that one. Yeah, they're really cute animals, though. And did it say they were endangered? I think it did. And I think they might be. I'm not, maybe certain species, certain types.
Sure.
But you need to go check them out if you can. If I'm not mistaken, too, Greensboro Science Center has some.
Okay, because I've actually never seen them while out on the water
they're cool.
anywhere. You know, I've seen them at, zoos and different things like that, but I've never seen one in.
They will lie on their back and like hold their food and float and eat. It looks like the most relaxing thing you've ever seen.
It's like a perfect gift. Like if you can, just talking about a lazy Sunday.
Act like an otter.
Oh, right. Yep.
We need World Act Like an Otter Day. That's what we need. Yeah. All right, let's talk about our forecast with a couple of showers. Most of it sprinkle, very light in nature, and we don't think we're going to see a whole lot in the way of heavy rain, but you will see that here or there, a little mist or drizzle, possible tonight and maybe again tomorrow morning, but it's only about a 20% chance, so not that big. 73 in Greensboro and Winston-Salem. High Point, you're at 75. We look south with Asheboro at 75. Also Mount Airy at 73. We're all pretty much on the same page. Dropping to those upper 60s by about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, but overnight lows are going to stay fairly mild as we see most of us, I think, staying in those low 60s for lows tonight. Cloud cover will be pretty prevalent, and then again tomorrow morning, but then things start to change, and we'll finally see this low pressure that's just been sitting off the coast. It'll finally drift away and take some of that moisture with it. As you can see it here on the surface chart, warmer air does start to move in. Looks like Saturday is going to be our warmest day as we build to 84. In the short term, let's keep a 20% chance in there for pretty much every day through the weekend. We've got 76 tomorrow, 81 on Friday, 84 Saturday, back down to 74 Sunday, and next week, right where we should be, 78 to 81 with partly cloudy skies.
They're accepting funds and financial donations.
I think how they hold hands and they float is the cute.
My goodness, with the attitude.
Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
No, let me go pet that dog.
Let me pet that dog.
Hey there, 1, 2, 3. You'll have to watch Otter Dynasty on Max.
for my 2 cents. Like many people, I'm always on my phone. Whether it's scrolling down my Instagram timeline or texting in a group chat with friends, my phone is almost always by my side. Beyond texting and DMs on social media, when was the last time you had a long conversation on the phone with a friend or family member? Just last week, I got a call from a friend. What was supposed to be a quick 5-minute conversation turned into about 4 hours. We talked about just about everything, our highs and even some of our lows. In a way, it was the detox we both needed. Phone calls are necessary for building relationships. It just seems more personal. Hearing someone's voice creates a level of comfort that words on a screen may not provide. Texting is easy, but the tone and context are often misunderstood. What you meant to come across as a joke could be taken as rude or uninterested. Now, don't get me wrong, texting has its advantages, but we shouldn't solely rely on it to communicate with others. If there is someone special in your life that you haven't heard from in a while, instead of sending them a text or an email, pick up the phone and give them a call. Just hearing your voice may really make their day. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We are on top of 2 major stories right now on WFMY News 2 at 5 o'clock. A 7-year-old undergoes emergency surgery after being shot twice inside of a Winston-Salem home. And in Greensboro, a second arrest is made after 2 toddlers died in a house fire.
It comes on the same day the mom of one of the kids appeared in court to face murder charges. Our Amber Lake was in court and learned more about the mom and what caused the deadly fire. But first, we begin with WFMY News' Susanna Jeffries, who has the latest on the 7-year-old who was shot.
Lauren, Julie, an early morning shooting left this home behind me scarred with bullet holes